You don't have to do a complete renovation to make a huge impact on the look and feel of a space. Changing fixtures, painting the walls a fresh color, and updating the decor can go a long way in transforming your home. We are going to show you exactly how we did just that in the master bathroom of our home. My parents, Amanda and Benny, used this bathroom, and my mom was definitely craving big changes in this space. This makeover, like many projects, started with inspiration. My mom Amanda began dreaming up what changes she wanted to make. She used her own bedroom as inspiration for the elements she wanted to carry over and reflect in the ensuite. She loves purple tones of soft lavender and touches of gold accents, which are all represented in her bedroom. So she kept those elements in mind while creating her mood board for this transformation. She knew that she wanted gold faucets and light fixtures, new more modern mirrors, and to change the blue walls to a shade of purple that would bring her joy each morning. Now that we know what elements will go into this space, let's get the work started and see how it all comes together. My dad started by taking some measurements for the new faucets while my mom cleared off the countertop. The plan is to install a lovely wallpaper on the wall by the vanity, so we need to take the mirrors and light fixtures down to clear the space.
I think the light fixtures may have to come off first, but we can give it a try.
That wasn't hard. These mirrors are still in great condition, so we will be selling them to help fund something else in the makeover. My dad headed to the basement to turn off the power to the bathroom so that we could remove the light fixtures. And while my mom and I waited, she took a sneak peek at what the wallpaper might look like on the wall and talked about our game plan.
If we can get to here with the wallpaper today, then we can install the new light fixtures as soon as they arrive.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back with lights, camera.
With the power safely turned off, my dad loosened the vanity light from the wall and worked on detaching the wires. Then he repeated that same process with the other light. To ensure safety on the job, he made sure to put the caps back on the wires before turning the power back on. With the mirrors and lights removed, it quickly felt like this project was underway. Next, it's time to clean and prep the wall for wallpaper.
Got my supplies, some paper towel, TSP that's already diluted, denatured alcohol, sponge, gloves. What I'm going to do is first clean with TSP the whole area where we want to apply the paper, and then go over it with denatured alcohol just to make sure there's no greasiness or dust or anything on the wall so the paper can stick.
With the cleaning done, my dad started to measure for the first strip of wallpaper. My dad did a little research about how to hang wallpaper, and by research, I mean that he watched a YouTube video. And he learned to make a mark with a pencil from the top of the wall to the bottom to help line up the first strip of wallpaper and ensure that it's as level as can be. Next, he measured the actual piece of wallpaper and made a mark with a pencil and cut it to size. With a bit more planning and adjusting, he was ready to peel off the backing and get the first piece stuck to the wall. But he did not remove the whole backing. He only peeled it back a few inches, worked on getting the top into place, and then only after getting that right did he press down and smooth out a bit more of the paper. And then he started to peel off more of the backing. He repeated that process, working in small sections to ensure it went on as even and smooth as possible. And with that, the very first piece was up. Nice, it looks good.
Came out nice, right?
There's only one problem.
What?
You hung it upside down.
No. You're kidding me, right?
Yeah, no, it's correct. Looks good. Time to get Mom's reaction too.
First piece up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do. Hopefully you can line it up nicely now, because some people in the reviews say that it's a little bit hard to line it up.
My dad and I took the next piece and tried our best to figure out where to hang it to match the pattern of the previous strip, which proved to be pretty tricky. So we called my mom back to let her know the problem.
This is where the paper wants to be to match up.
Oh goodness. Then we short this little piece here.
Can we, once I cut that, try and patch it in the bottom?
Yeah, that's what people were talking about there. So it won't work any other way? Like,
No.
it'll make it go down a bit?
No, we tried.
We decided that it would be best to hang the piece lower and have a patch along the top of the wall instead of right by the sink. My dad took his time to smooth out any bubbles or wrinkles. It really helped that he could gently peel off the paper and restick it to the wall to help get it a bit smoother, but overall this particular pattern was tricky to line up perfectly, which we knew going in. We only had one roll of wallpaper to start the project since my mom wanted to see it in person before committing to it. Once she saw that she liked the color and pattern, she ordered more rolls, but that meant that we didn't have much paper to work with. My dad purposely cut the paper slightly longer than he needed so that he could tuck the extra bit behind the top of the countertop to create a smooth finish. The remaining paper that we did have did not line up with the gap at the top, so we had to wait for the other wallpaper to arrive before continuing. So we left it like that for now. Remember when we said earlier that maybe we could wallpaper all the way to the end of the vanity?
If we can get to here with the wallpaper today.
Yeah, that didn't happen. 3 days later, my parents received and hung up a couple more rolls of wallpaper and started to prepare to hang the last few pieces. As I mentioned before, this was a tough job that led to a lot of my dad doing this, staring and thinking and trying to problem solve. Even though this pattern was tough to work with, that hasn't discouraged us from using wallpaper in a room makeover in the future. My mom said that she loves it and is happy with it despite the challenges.
Done some difficult projects in the past. This one is up there.
After taking a break from the project for a couple of nights, it was time to hang the new mirrors that my mom ordered. I am so in love with these mirrors, and I am strongly considering getting one for my bathroom too. We will link all of the products and fixtures that we used in this entire makeover for you down in the description.
Check this out.
Level?
Oh yeah.
Perfectly level.
And they're the same height.
Nice, good job.
Thank you.
The new faucets also arrived, so my dad removed these old builder grade ones and got the new ones ready to install. That following Monday, it was time to get the new light fixtures hung up too. My dad started by connecting all of the wiring and attaching them to the wall. Then I helped get the rest of them fully assembled. My mom chose these lovely gold sconces with these 3 glass shades that show off the pretty Edison bulbs on the inside. After they were both up, my dad headed to the basement to turn the power back on, and when my mom flipped the switch, one of them did not turn on.
Why is that one not turning on?
I don't know. Did you connect the wires correctly?
Apparently not.
Oopsie. But wow, nice. Happy so far. Yay.
Stella, can you take the shade off, please?
The bulb should come off. I mean,
No, just over one shade.
oh, sorry. The instructions were unclear.
No, you weren't listening.
So we took the second one back down to see what went wrong with it.
Black wire came undone.
We got it hung back up and tried the power again.
Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yay!
So we're super excited that this project is definitely more than halfway done.
Yes, I'm excited for it to get done.
It's definitely going to get wrapped up maybe by the end of the weekend, but you know how projects go.
Yeah, well, the painting of the walls is scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes. So that's really gonna like bring this room together in a way that it hasn't yet.
Yes.
There have been a lot of changes and it does feel new in a lot of aspects, but as you can see this wall behind us, it's like not even touched yet. So when that gets painted tomorrow with the color that you picked out, this space is gonna start looking super, super sharp.
Yes, it's gonna come together, and then there's just the vanity left after that,
Which
right?
is gonna be like the cherry on top, like finalizing everything and making it look really, really nice and new in here. And
Yes.
totally your style.
Yes,
Which is
I'm
the most
excited
exciting
for
part.
my vision to come to life.
Yes.
I searched online for weeks for just the perfect color, and I painted a few other swatches on the wall, and I was still not happy and I was getting frustrated, and then it dawned on me, I already have a favorite purple color. It's on my nightstands, and it's this color, and it's Sloan's Paloma. Not that I'm gonna put chalk paint on my bathroom walls, I'm gonna have it colored matched in Benjamin Moore's Bath and Spa. So there's a tip for you. If you really love a color, you can have it color matched. But yeah, isn't it beautiful? I love it.
We decided to hire some help with painting the walls, so the night before, we prepared the bathroom for painting by taking down everything that was still hanging on the walls. We also spackled any spots that needed filling. The paint that my mom decided to use is Benjamin Moore's Aurora Bath & Spa in a custom matched color. Here's the formula for that color in case you want to try it out too. This is Tony, who has been a professional painter for over 25 years, and let me tell you, she did a fantastic job painting this bathroom. She didn't even need to tape anything off or put down a drop cloth, and believe me, there was not a drop of paint out of place. We are so grateful for all the time and effort that she saved us. The coverage of this paint was very impressive. Tony did 2 coats, but it already looked so great after just 1 coat. After the painting was complete, we hung these candles and the curtain rod back up on the wall. We also hung up these new gold and wood shelves above the toilet to replace the old stand that was there. After these changes, the bathroom felt so different, but there is still one important step to help finish off this space: painting the bathroom vanity. My mom tested out a couple of swatches right on the vanity to get an idea of what color she wanted to paint it. More on what color she picked in a minute. First, we have to take all the doors and drawers off of the vanity in order to paint it. If you are considering painting any cabinetry in your home, this is a step that you should never skip. Always remove the doors and drawers and hardware from the cabinetry. You can remove the drawer faces by unscrewing them from the body from the inside of the drawer, like you can see my dad doing here. We also recommend always making a sketch of your cabinetry and then labeling each door and drawer so that you can reinstall them back in the right spot. Then write that same label in Sharpie right onto the door or drawer in an inconspicuous spot. For the doors, we mark it where the hinge will cover it up, and for the drawers, we write the label in the middle of the back since that goes up against the body of the drawer. That will help you keep them organized throughout your project. The next step was to thoroughly sand all of the wood. I know that many people dislike this step, but it's essential to help the paint adhere well and to help the finish look brand new for years to come. My mom used our Prep Surf sander to scuff up the surface. This sander is great because it has foam pad sanding paper that helps it get into the grooves much better than traditional palm sanders. We will link the one that we use for you in the description. We were able to hook the sander up to a small shop vac to help manage the dust created by sanding. After that was done, my mom gave the vanity a good cleaning with liquid TSP, which is a degreaser that we use whenever we paint furniture or cabinetry. Now it's time for the primer. The vanity got 2 coats of this XIM bonding primer by Rust-Oleum. With all of that prepping and priming done, it was finally time for the paint. So let's get back to the paint color that my mom picked. She tried 4 different paint colors that were all soft creamy whites and chose the same color that was on the walls in her bedroom. The color is called Clay Beige by Behr, but she had it color matched in Sherwin-Williams Emerald Trim Enamel. Surprisingly enough, she let my dad pick the color. This one just ended up looking best with the coloring of the granite countertops. She rolled on 2 coats to complete the vanity base and then repeated that whole process with the doors. First cleaning and then sanding, and then 2 coats of primer, and then finished off with 2 coats of paint. Painting the doors and drawers took place in our basement furniture painting studio. My mom used these handy little plastic pyramids that they make specifically to elevate something that you want to paint. They make the job so much more manageable, and those are also linked for you down below. Notice how my mom didn't paint over the label that we put on the back of the drawers? This spot will not be visible once the drawer faces get installed. The final touch for the cabinetry doors and drawers was adding new hardware. We replaced the old silver knobs with new gold handles that my mom found on Amazon. After that, my dad worked on putting the vanity back together. Each door and drawer was installed back in its original spot thanks to our labeling system. As a team of 4 here at Vintage Hip Decor, we have painted a lot of cabinetry. More specifically, we have painted over 14 kitchens, so we know a thing or two about how to get the job done correctly. The last thing left to do is add back some decor and take a look back at where we started and what it looks like now. You don't need to do major demolition and renovations in a bathroom to make it feel brand new. Those things are nice, but painting the space and changing the fixtures can go a long way. If you loved this video, then you're definitely going to enjoy watching this one next.